So first things first, I've been getting a lot of concerned messages about where I've been, and the answer is that I just got back from Coachella! Hey y'all, it's me, Buscella, and welcome back to Hot or Hot. And today we've got a lot to talk about because even though season 17's body is still warm, we've got to bury it. Because the RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars season 10 cast has just been announced. And this season's gonna be crazy because not only is it the biggest cast of queens we've ever seen on a season of Drag Race with 18 total contestants entering the ring, but there's also a brand new bracketed tournament style format that they're trying out. Reading from the Entertainment Weekly article covering this cast announcement by Joey Nolfi, we learned that each of the new All-Stars 10 cast members will enter the competition in 3 groups of 6, with each individual group competing only within their own bracket across 3 episodes. Then at the end of each 3-episode installment, the top 3 queens with the highest number of points won across challenges will advance to the final round, which will apparently be another 3-episode segment with 2 competition-style episodes and then a final lip-sync smackdown. And the winner will of course take home $200,000 and a spot in the Drag Race Hall of Fame. So we'll be going queen by queen to talk about their previous Drag Race experience and of course taking a look at their newly released promo shots. First up in the orange group, YL gagging, so she brings it to you every ball. It's Aja, who previously competed on season 9 and of course All-Stars 3 of Drag Race. And personally I'm quite excited for Aja because she's been one of my favorite queens since the whole Princess Disaster thing went viral on season 9 when, you know, she was talking to Valentina and telling her that she could walk out onto the main stage in a diaper and the judges would still eat it up. You're perfect, you're beautiful, you look like Linda Evangelista. But she's also one of the queens whose casting most surprised me, considering her on-again, off-again relationship with drag over the years. Back in 2018, Aja actually stopped even considering herself a drag queen and simply considered her art and music an extension of her gender identity. But she then later in the second half of 2021 announced a return to drag and opened up about her gender identity journey and spoke in various interviews about how she was actually inspired by Kylie Sonique Love's win of All-Star 6 to realize she could live as a trans woman and also perform as a drag queen and have those two things be totally separate. But yeah, I'm stoked for Aja because she brings the drama, she brings the looks, and she brings the absolute nerve. Let's take a look at her promo photo, which is serving as a very structured meets flowy silhouette with that gorgeous bodice and those ruffled fabrics underneath. I love the tones of orange she's used throughout this look, all the beautiful, delicate flower details, and the headpiece and wig that's like dripping with jewels I think is really cool as well. This look is totally hot, and I can't wait to see how her experience in Vogue and ballroom over the past couple of years in the House of Asia has allowed her drag to grow. And next up, coming to a planet near you, it's Irene the Alien, formerly known as Irene Dubois. And this is actually the second time Irene is joining a cast of queens that is a record-breaking number of cast queens. Where on her original season 15, they had 16 queens, and here on All-Stars 10, they've got 18. And her time on season 15 was really interesting because I think she showed the world that she had a truly unique and beautiful aesthetic, but there was something about her performance style that just didn't quite mesh with what the Drag Race judges were looking for, because she kind of bombed the talent show where she thought it was a good idea to give a demonstration about how to make a glass of ice water, and then apparently didn't know all the words to the 7 Rings lip sync that sent her home. But she's had a couple of years now to work on this and I think reassess what she's gonna bring to the competition and how she's gonna serve it. Her looks seem like they're gonna be stronger than ever though. This orange promo photo she's got on is sickening as hell. This look feels very retro futuristic inspired, like from the 60s, and maybe even directly inspired by the movie Mars Attacks. I love that giant over the top silhouette she's got going on, and then also the campy little details she's incorporated as well, like putting those little black ball details on her fingers. And I love that she not only went big and bold to grab everyone's attention, but reminded everyone who the hell she is with a statement piece. This look is totally hot. But this section of this video would of course not be complete without me reading one of my favorite tweets from Irene, which she posted back in 2023, where she said, "The Drag Race reaction complex needs to end. We have no need for reaction content from anybody, much less people who don't even do drag. Abolish the Drag Race reaction complex." Anyways, put on a smile. Next up, it's Olivia Lux, who hails from season 13 of Drag Race, where she finished in a lovely 5th place. And while Olivia is probably most known for her beauty, gorgeous smile, and radiant charisma, charisma. I'll also remind you that she's not a Drag Race competitor that flew under the radar. She went home with 2 wins from season 13, and I think she's gonna be giving some of the girls in the orange group a run for their money. And her promo look went big and bold on self-branding. She's got Lux written across her body in giant orange cursive letters, which I think is really cool, but also maybe was kind of a risk because the L also kind of looks like a cursive S. Or maybe I'm misremembering how cursive reads. I don't know, but I do think it's neat. I also like that she continued the theme of like swerves and curves and letters to the kind of rolled up hair beehive thing she's got going on up here. Her body looks great, the concept's cool, and while it's not my favorite promo look, I do think that it is definitely cool enough for a safe hot. And next up, it's self-proclaimed God's favorite transsexual, Bosco, who I'll immediately point out is competing against her drag sister Irene in this same orange group for their series of 3 episodes. And I'll say I think Bosco is probably one of the coolest contestants that we've had come out of the Drag Race machine over the past couple of years. She's just got that effortless it girl quality. I think it's clear if you've been following her on social media that she's been investing so much time and energy into leveling her drag game up, and her sense of fashion and attention to detail in all of the stuff that I've seen on her Instagram recently is absolutely top tier. I mean, she even, as she brags about in her Meet the Queens video, got a bunch of plastic surgery and then did like a reveal party for it, which is so charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. And her promo photo is staying very true to her burlesque roots with little peekaboos of skin popping out every like, I don't know, 8 to 12 inches or so, and then getting smaller and smaller on those peekaboos as those tiers of orange feathers go down her body. I also love the one variation of her promo photo where she's like next to the dresser getting ready, looking away, but then her reflection is looking at her. Like, that is so cool. And we also know she's a great performer, so like I have no doubt that she's gonna be one of the top 3 in the orange group, and I think this look is totally hot. And next up, yeah! It's DeJa Skye, who's probably most well known for winning Snatch Game as Lil Jon in, if you'll remember, what was like the worst Snatch Game ever, where everyone except DeJa got really bad critiques. She was also praised pretty universally on her season for having a gorgeously stamped mug, something that, as we can see in her new promo photo, has clearly not changed. And she also, in her Meet the Queens videos, is celebrating a 60-pound weight loss. She looks great, and since her time on Drag Race, it's clear she's been putting in the homework, especially on her YouTube channel, where she's been doing reactions and lip sync rankings. And I think her promo look is really pretty. I like the grandness of the cape and all those sparkle rhinestones that are in the collar coming around her head with that gorgeous headpiece accessory. This look is hot. And lastly, in the orange group, we've got a bit of a wild card with Phoenix, all the way from season 3 of Drag Race. Her appearance here on All Stars truly is a rebirth because I don't think a lot of the new fans even watched some of the older seasons, but she is most well known for iconically walking into the workroom in the same little short front flip wig as India Farah. And while she wasn't early out of her original season, she has had 15 years to own her craft, and very much has indeed been working hard in the Atlanta scene, running shows, events, and all kinds of drag-related business ventures. Her promo photo is also stunning as hell. Like, she has had a major glow up, and I love what she did in this look with all the orange lace. Like, it is almost completely constructed out of lace, this outfit. And all those metal grommet details connecting it give it a little bit of sparkle and shine. The wig is sick with the way it twists up into that hive. The makeup is fresh. The little puffy coat she's got on with the train is sick. She looks good. Phoenix is reborn, and this look is hot. And next up from the pink group, we first got Turn and Burn It, Tina Burner. And it is kind of ironically funny that she's not in the orange group, but I'm also happy for her that the producers didn't do that to her, because she was kind of ragged and dragged for on her season, only wearing like a color palette of red, yellow, and orange on the runway. And so I guess it is kind of the gag of the season that we've got Tina Burner here in all pink. And Miss Tina, even before season 13, was very much known as a local legend in New York, running all kinds of gigs. Even Carson said he was a fan of Tina back then before she was even on the show. But her drag successes in the real world didn't really translate in a Drag Race, and she didn't take home any wins, but she did make it all the way to episode 11 with a totally safe record before she finally was sent home. And concerning her promo look, I would say this is definitely a silhouette that I don't remember seeing Tina in on her original season. And I do like the camp factor of this ostrich feather oversized hat matching the ostrich feathers on the waist, and I like how she's created some cute little silhouette details and cutouts, like the heart in her pelvis area. And I'm not sure what it says about where she's going to be taking her fashion this season, but but I'm keeping an open heart and an open mind, but I am still gonna give this look a rock. Next up, Helotus, it's Jorgeous, who's our second queen so far in this cast to be competing on their second season of All-Stars. And Jorgeous's presence here in this cast is extra gaggy and really crazy because she was literally just on All-Stars 9, where she like did pretty well, but didn't have enough badges to make it into the finale. And I can only guess the reason they cast her again is because RuPaul is just so in love with her. She is, you'll remember, one of the few queens RuPaul has told, you are born to do drag. The other reason I think Jorgeous was cast though is because she is an excellent performer, and I'm getting the feeling that there's gonna be a lot of performance-based challenges in this season. Because I mean, just look at the way this cast is stacked. We got lip sync assassin after lip sync assassin. I think they're gearing up for a pretty crazy smackdown at the end. I do worry for her though, coming back to Drag Race so quickly, because she had shown so much improvement and growth from season 14 to All-Stars 9. But what type of growth or elevation will she really have to show us, only having less than a year between All-Stars 9 and 10? I think her promo look is really pretty, but kind of a little confusing for like who Jorgeous is as a person. The headscarf and wrap flowing as a train isn't something that I would have expected to see on someone like Jorgeous. I do think it's working really well for her, and I like the way it really truly elongates her body in this photo. What I'm not loving about this look though are the black stilettos that just kind of stick out like a sore thumb against all this pink. And overall, I probably would give this look like a warming up. And next up, oh snap, it's Kerri Colby, another queen originally from season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race, where she didn't win any challenges, but I do think had a huge impact on the fan base. And she's someone I've loved following over the past couple of years because she has updated and elevated her drag and fashion so much. Kerri basically is a completely new person in this season of Drag Race. She looks so freaking gorgeous. And I absolutely love that she's combining her love of fashion with a little bit of camp and girly details in her promo photo. She is on her right hand wearing the Tranos glove that she wore on the finale of her original season. And then the outfit itself is absolutely stunning. It's just an explosion of chains and butterflies and gold and silver and sparkling details. I love that everything is layered in such a way that it keeps your eye moving from piece to piece, but then very clearly she has these separate elements that are built up and creating this look as a whole. It's so beautiful, and this look is absolutely hot. And next up, cherry pie, anyone? It's Nicole Paige Brooks, who's another wild card OG queen from season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race, where she was sent home early, but similar to Phoenix, has had about 15 years to update and improve her drag. And what I immediately noticed about Nicole in this Meet the Queens video compared to her prior appearance on Drag Race in season 2 was that she was so much more effervescent and charismatic to the camera. She seems like she's ready to have fun, let loose, and show us the side of Nicole that we never got to see before. Her promo photo is girly, sparkly, and I like that it kind of feels like an homage to the hooded silhouette that RuPaul used to do a lot back in the day. And her look is on the simpler side for some of these promos, but I do think she's got a solid thing going here. I'm gonna give this a safe hot. And next up from season 15, and of course YouTube.com, it's the other Brooks, Mistress Isabelle Brooks. And although there's no relation to the two queens in this competition with the last name Brooks, I do think it's really funny that the producers put them against each other in this first little set of bracketed episodes. May the strongest Brooks win! But y'all, Mistress is, I think, one of my favorite Drag Race queens on the show and off the show of all time. She is hilarious, she's shady as hell, and she's just like damn good at drag. She's got a lot of old school glamour, beauty, and pageant references in her drag, mixed up with a lot of fresh takes. And most of all, I just love how she's never afraid to say exactly what's on her mind. And I think there's no question Mistress is gonna be in the top 3 of this pink bracket and make it into the final 3 episodes, because just looking at her track record from season 14, she never bottomed until that very last episode right before the finale. And even though she only had 1 win from the acting challenge, which was huge, I think there were also several other episodes where she did really great, like Snatch Game, and showed she's got a great sense of humor. I love that her promo look is totally encrusted in pink stone, and now she's incorporated this kind of zebra or tiger pattern and stripes on her look with all the different colors besides pink, like blue and orange. The thing I'm not loving about this look is this thing kind of like sitting on her neck and going up the back of her head. Like, I don't know what that is really doing or adding to the silhouette. Like, maybe it could have been a lot bigger to add a little bit of drama. And this look also isn't one that I'm gonna remember because it's just not going over the top or really making a statement about her drag, but I do think it is a solidly safe, hot look. And lastly in the pink group, for the first time ever, we've got a queen competing on back-to-back seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's Lydia B Kollins from RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. And you know, the fact that Lydia is on this season is absolutely insane, purely for logistical reasons, because her being on All Stars 10 means that she filmed All All-Stars 10 before she filmed season 17's Lollapalooza and finale episodes. In an interview released this week, Lydia even said she got the call for All-Stars 3 weeks after she got back from filming season 17 and only had 5 days to a week to get everything prepared and ready. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. And honestly, I think she's probably one of the only queens that could have done this in such a short period of time because she makes all of her drag, or most of all of her drag. The bigger question I think everyone is probably asking about Lydia's presence on this season, though, is why is she here? Because traditionally, All Stars is something meant to showcase like growth of a queen over at least a year and meant to give them another shot at exposing their drag to the fans. But Lydia had exactly 0 time to reflect upon her performance and drag that she brought to season 17. And apparently, rumor has it, the reason she's there is because she was an alternate or even second alternate for the originally cast Maddie Morphosis, allegedly. And the other crazy thing about her being cast in this season is that none of the other queens will have any idea who she is, besides Mistress, who would of course know her from the Haters Roast episode, which Lydia actually won. But yeah, this is a lot of firsts for one queen, and I am of course very excited for her because I quite like her and her drag, but I'm also nervous because she's competing against some serious drag heavyweights that have been in the game for a long time, and I can't wait to see how it all shakes out. Concerning her promo photo though, it's actually one of my favorites of the pink looks. I love all the black she incorporated in this, and how she used these costume components to create a silhouette that's very statuesque and larger than life, with that giant globe headpiece that has the black and pink feathers, and then the little like stole feather pieces hanging off of her arms. This look is so very cool, and it's very much giving me like old Hollywood horror movie with like crows flying out of her head and like dead rabbits hanging from her arms. I don't know, that's what I got from it, and I think it's totally hot. And next up from the purple group, representing Puerto Rico, is Alyssa Hunter from season 14, who you'll remember very much left the season with a Rob's Queen storyline because she was second out and was kind of sabotaged by the prop she brought into lip sync, the money gun. And she was one of the queens I was super sad to see leave, because if you go back and look at her unaired looks from season 14, which I actually covered in a video I've linked below, she had so many amazing runways that she just didn't get to showcase. And although she'll only be guaranteed 3 episodes, I think that because she's got so much to prove, she's gonna be hitting hard and heavy. If, you know, her promo photo is anything to go by, because it is so effing stunning. This promo look is insane. This is crazy. Like, I don't know, this is a look I would expect to see somebody like Lady Gaga in. The grandness, the boldness, the regality of the purple and gold, and that, the hat, the shoulders, the cape. Everything about this is just next level, next level, next level even. And girl looking like this, she's telling us she is not joking around this time. This look is totally hot. And next up, hola mis amores, it's Cynthia Lee Fontaine, who originally stole our hearts back on season 8 and 9 of Drag Race. And she's a queen where it's really surprising to think about the fact she hasn't been on an all-star season, because the judges and fans loved her so much. But we do hear in this Meet the Queens video some of the reasons she maybe hasn't been cast on one yet is because she battled and survived cancer, had lower back surgery, and had a hip replacement. But despite her medical issues, she has powered through, and her cuckoo is looking more gorgeous than ever. Her purple promo photo is so beautiful, and y'all, the purple looks, I don't know, honestly, like if they had a different team working with the 3 different groups to put these looks together, but purple is slaying down. Purple is blowing pink out of the water, and it's maybe a little bit better than orange so far. She's gonna give me like royal, regal fish in the sea with this gorgeous fan fabric that is going across her body. I love all those loops and swirls and twirls and that beautiful wig, and how everything falls beautifully into that rouge trumpet skirt down in the bottom. This is an absolutely gorgeous look from Cynthia. And considering she was a queen who maybe didn't have some of the best runways on her original seasons, this is a marked improvement and shows that she is taking this seriously this time. This look is muy caliente. And next up, don't adjust your TVs, it's Acid Betty, who is another queen I've been really surprised to not reappear on a season of All Stars since her original appearance in season 8. But I think her presence here is long overdue, because her impact on the world of drag cannot be understated. She was doing these bright, neon, crazy pattern printed looks on her season with insane looking hairs and crazy lashes that just nobody had really done on the show before. And the look she brought to this promo photo is insane. This is one of the coolest things we have ever seen in a Drag Race related promo material ever. I was speechless when I first saw it. I'm a little speechless now looking at it again. It's giving monsters, dragons, demons, skeletons, Beetleborgs. This is absolutely bonkers. The attention to detail in this, I mean, this look could be on like a horror movie set. She could be a Power Rangers villain. It's very that. Even if she doesn't do well in this season of Drag Race, which I hope she does, I mean, she clearly just has such a talent and ability for like costume and look creation that I think this promo photo alone would be enough to get her some work if that's what she wanted to do with it. Alyssa Betty destroyed, obliterated, melted, and demonized the rest of the girls with this look. This is just top tier stuff here, y'all. This is hot. And next up, sharing the Betty name, but with no drag familial relation, it's Daya Betty. And also fun fact about their names, Acid Betty's name was inspired by Betty Page from the 60s, and Daya Betty's name is inspired by her diabetes medical condition. Anyways, Daya was a queen who was, I think, a little polarizing in the fan base for a couple of reasons. She was actually an early out that returned to the competition to end up in the final 5, and someone who I think is a very special queen because she's one of those who's also not afraid to speak her mind and just be exactly who she is. But what I think I'll always remember about Daya Betty is like her eating bugs, like the dragonfly on the set in the workroom. That was crazy. But you know, bugs, watch out if you're in the room with her. And she apparently really loves bugs because you'll remember her finale performance. She was like a giant dragonfly bug thing. That was really cool. Anyways, Daya is another queen who I think has elevated her drag a lot since her original season. She is punk rock, but very grown up in a sense. And I love how she's translated all that into her promo photo. These pants are really cool with the lace. And I love how they mirror the lace that she's got on what I think are actual piercings on her chest. Like, that's just pretty badass. And I also think the purple coat she's wearing is really cool. Like, this is an outfit that I would like to wear, actually. And I also really love the subtle changes she's done to her mug. And while this look compared to some of the other purple looks isn't as grand or big or whatever, I do think it has a cool factor, and I'm definitely gonna give it a hot. And next up, she's icy, she's spicy, and of course, kind of pricey. It's Denali, who is another queen I'm personally so stoked to see back in this competition. She is just, I think, such a cool person and drag queen in general. And she's had such an impact on the franchise as a whole, coming out the gate of season 13 absolutely swinging. Remember, she won episode 3 and then almost went home episode 4, where she really made a name for herself in that lip sync against Kimora Hall to the 100% Pure Love Crystal Waters lip sync, which I think now is the most, or one of the most viewed lip syncs from Drag Race on YouTube with like over 6 or 7 million views. And since her time on Drag Race, she has been, from what I can see on her Instagram, absolutely elevating and stepping everything up. And what's been fun to watch is all of her ice skating videos on YouTube, where sometimes she'll bring in other queens from the franchise. And I love that her promo photo is kind of tapping into her icy persona with this very structured, almost like wind-blown frozen hair and bodice piece. And then down on her boobs, it looks like she's got these frozen ice crystals. Girl, the ice queen is back. She looks so cool in this, and that wig in particular is just stunning. I think it was so smart of her to play in her icy branding for this promo photo. The way that PVC, plastic, or whatever the material is structured on her body is just absolutely gorgeous, and I love how it looks wet and icy at the same time, like a actual piece of ice would. And this look is, dare I say, so cold, it's hot. And last but certainly not least, it is Ginger Minj, who competed on season 7, All Stars 2, and All Stars 6. And she's probably the queen who needs at least introduction from me in this video, considering she was a finalist on season 7 and a finalist in All Stars 6. And she's well known for her lip sync performance capabilities, comedy chops, and maybe well known in kind of the wrong way for some of her fashions. Like, you know, the crazy chromatic alien one with the light up lights, and then also the glamour toe look she walked into the workroom in All Stars 6. But looking back at these 2 looks from Ginger, I would not have had her do anything else because these looks were so iconic in their own right. And like, yeah, they're so bad, but they're so bad that they were able to carve her out a place in Drag Race history permanently. And as they say, all press is good press. Considering though that this is Ginger's 4th time competing on Drag Race, it may be a little, I don't know, unfair or unnecessary to have her in this competition, but you gotta appreciate her willingness to answer the phone and come back time and time again. And maybe, just maybe, this will be her time to get the crown. Because what I am seeing from Ginger here in this promo look is a renewed attention to detail, glamour, and beauty. This purple dress with the like flower petals opening at her head and the red wig is absolutely beautiful. And I just adore the silhouette here. It's old school pageant, but also with a really just gorgeous, fresh twist here. She looks beautiful, and in true Ginger fashion has included the wonderfully camp detail around her neck of the butterfly in the middle of the flower, which just shows how she approaches her drag with a smartness. This look is totally hot. As my final thoughts about this cast, I think it's hard to not be excited because there are so many queens in this competition, and we're getting a brand new format, which always makes me a little nervous but excited at the same time. But before judging the 3 episodes per tournament style bracket group new format they're doing, I'm gonna try to wait and see how it shakes out. One big thing that I could see being a problem is that the assessment of the queens is not necessarily going to be fair unless they do 3 of the exact same challenges for each of the 3 groups. Because like with the way they're doing things, where do they put the snatch game? Where do they put the ball? And where do they put things like girl group challenges? And my biggest question of all is like, are they going to repeat challenges across groups to make it fair? Or are we just gonna see this really asymmetrical representation of the different groups drag? What I think the producers did really well though across the 3 groups was spacing out the different types of talent. Because across the 3 groups, we have similar archetypes of queens. Like in each one, there's an old school queen, a new school queen, and then also in each group 2 queens from season 14, which is a season heavily overrepresented in this cast. And although we've got queens cast from season 2 all the way through season 17, which is a range of seasons that has never been represented before on All Stars, there were tons of seasons that were left out from this cast, like seasons 1, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, and 16. And even though I think they did a good job of separating the queens into the different groups, I do think it is a little weird that we do have 3 queens coming back for their 2nd or 3rd All-Star season. Because especially in a season that probably is going to be really performance-based, given who's cast, what happens if Aja, Jorgeous, and Ginger all make it to the end again? Like, is that fair? And also, notably missing from this cast is, of course, Jujubee. Like, where was she at? The other thing I'm really curious about concerning this season is compensation, because All Stars 9, you'll remember, was the first season to actually give the cash prize away to charity. And instead of charity, we heard that the queens got like a $50,000 appearance fee and a $25,000 runway package fee, allegedly. But here, we're going back to the old school give the prize money to the winner format. And it does make me wonder if they are indeed doing both the stipends and appearance fees and prize package, or just the prize package. But with 18 queens in one season, I'd venture to guess they're probably just doing the prize money and not the stipends, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all hear. And finally, let's talk hottest hots, which I'm gonna do for each of the 3 different groups. In the orange group, I'm gonna give it to Irene the Alien. In the pink group, Kerri Colby. And in the purple group, this was probably the hardest decision I've had to make all day, at least. But Alyssa Hunter and Acid Betty are really just like right there for me. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to Acid Betty. That look is so sick. And I of course asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hots for each group, and they've chosen Bosco for the orange group, Lydia B Kollins for the pink group, and Alyssa Hunter for the purple group. And lastly, I want to remind you that you too can vote on hottest hot polls and also watch my reactions of every episode of Drag Race I review on Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen, linked below. So make sure to click the link because you can join today for free. And finally, I want to give an extra special shout out to Sissy Whirl, who's just joined my Patreon at the tier, and JBR, who's just joined my Patreon at the Bussy Queen Collector tier, and Ashton, Felicia, JBR, Laura, Matthew Burns, Nicole Minj, and Will and Tanner, who are all supporting me at the Bussy Queen Collector tier at patreon.com/BussyQueen. See you later. Love ya. Bye.